because the God that we serve allows us to go through the things that we go through, not only so that he could show up, not only so that he could prove to us that how much he loves us, that you went through this thing, and that sometimes it has to be so bad, you have to be like, only God did it. Hey y'all! It's your little big sis CJ Renee. We're back with another episode of 31 and Thriving. Y'all don't know where that energy came from, but it was needed. It had to be done. All right, y'all. I want to talk about something. Y'all know that I just had like this epiphany, so I have to share with y'all. And y'all know y'all my people, so here we go. So I'm sitting here thinking about how most of my trauma came from relationships, but the beginning of my trauma came from friendships and family relationships. Let me work. During my family and my friend relationships that I've experienced, I was younger, y'all. I didn't have the ability to navigate emotions and how to heal and all these other things. So, where the boyfriends that I came into relationships with, where friendships outside of those boyfriends came into relationships, those things came in a time where I was at my lowest point. For me personally, it was at a low point for me. I was emotionally not available. I was very triggered, very on edge, always like, me, myself, and I type of vibe. I always had that energy at that time because that's what I felt I needed in order for me to survive. And so I can't even be mad, really, like, at the people who came into my life at the time that they came into my life, because it caused me trauma, because they were doing what they thought was right for the person that I was, okay? Because they met me in a low place. They met me with bad energy. They met me when I didn't know how to love myself, for crying out loud. So how could I have expected them to love me, nurture me, and care for me the way God intended, when these people met me basically in the dirt? They met me in the dirt of life, okay? They didn't meet me when I was mature and loving myself and taking care of myself and praying and having a relationship with God. They didn't meet me where I saw myself as more than just a woman, but I saw myself as a woman of God. I saw myself more than just a woman of God. I saw myself as a wife. They didn't meet me at that time. So in order for me to expect them to treat me as such was ridiculous. Expecting people to treat me as something I was not. I can't be mad at them. They did what they were supposed to do. And you know what? Here's what I've come to understand. Things happen for a reason. Because at the end of the day, whether those people were my choice at that time, because that's where I was, that was the place I was in. And you can't be mad at where people find you. It's okay. You can't be mad that they don't value you the way they're supposed to value you because of where they found you. If you find a piece of a piece of food on the floor, you gonna walk right by that thing. I don't care how hungry you are. You're not picking up that food. But if you find some food on a counter covered up, you're like, whose food is this? And you're gonna yam that food up. I know it is. I know that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I do the same thing. But whose food is this? You ain't going to eat it. And I'll tear it up. Okay? So, you can't even be mad at the people who did you dirty at the time that they did you dirty. You can't be mad at the people who didn't value you for who you are, and who you're going to be in life. You can't be mad at that, because at that time you didn't value yourself. You didn't value yourself, so you can't be mad at them not valuing you. And that's okay. Not only that, but the way that God works, He's such an amazing Father. He cares about us so much that He allows the situations that we go through to be a testimony of God's goodness in our lives, which is a testament of how much He loves us. Let's talk about it. When they talk about the three Hebrew boys that were in the fire, if it wasn't for the fire, they wouldn't have known how good God is, because God would never have shown up. God had to show up in the fire. God had to be there in the fire with them. Hello? God had to be there in the fire with them. If they never went into the fire, God would have never been able to show up. And they would not have been able to see the goodness of God in these three Hebrew boys' lives. They wouldn't be able to see that the God that they serve is El Shaddai, El Elyon, Yahweh, the Father, the great I am, the kings of kings and lords of lords. They wouldn't have been able to see that if there was no fire. The trauma that you've experienced in your life, I get it. It sometimes weary me. I get it. And I'm the one that's coming up, or not coming up, but I'm the one that's seeking clarity for my trauma. I'm the one who's praying to God. God, give me a word. God, give me understanding. God, give me deliverance. I'm praying for it. And I know you are too. And so, with that being said, I understand trauma could be wearisome. It pulls on your spirit. It weighs you down. It makes you feel like you're not good enough at times. It makes you feel like, what is the point? It makes you feel like, you know what? I'm going to just keep on doing me because, at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody expects me to be any different anyway. You can stay there, or you can shake yourself out of that. You can shake yourself out of that, because the God that we serve allows us to go through the things that we go through, not only so that he could show up, not only so that he could prove to us that how much he loves us, that you went through this thing, and that sometimes it has to be so bad, you have to be like, only God did it. I'm telling you, that is my testimony. It was so bad that me getting out of that situation with no scars, with no broken bones, with all of my limbs, with my right mind. People don't even know what I've been through by just looking at me. People can't tell, because the joy that I have, the amount of happiness that just surrounds me, I'm wrapped in a bubble of joy. You can't tell me nothing. Okay? That's the God that I serve. That's the God that delivered me out of my situation. I'm supposed to be dead. Y'all don't understand. The man put a gun in my head several times and told me that if he was to pull the trigger, that my father wouldn't be able to find me because there's so many Martians out here in Florida. And then turns around and kissed me after. You know what I mean? Like, it was psychotic. I should not be here. I should not be here. The devil was in that relationship. The devil was in that man. And let's be real. The devil was sitting on me. Because why did I say that? The devil wanted to take me out. He wanted to use me to take me out. And sometimes you have to just be realistic with yourself. When you think about your past and you think about your trauma, the devil wanted to use you to take you out. But God gave you the victory. God gave you the victory over that situation. God gave you the victory over your own heart. God gave you the victory over your mind. You just dealing with the remnant of what you've been through. The victory is in the fact that you're breathing today. The victory is in the fact that you have activity of your limbs. The victory is the fact that you have a right mind. The victory is the fact that you can call on God and he will show up in the middle of your situation at any time. The victory is knowing how much God loves you no matter what you've done. That's the victory. What we go through does not define us. It refines us. You got to let as Pastor First Lady Jones said today, you have to let the purifying fire give you value. You have to let the purifying fire give you value. Because if it wasn't for the fact that I went through what I went through, I would not be in the place where I can tell myself, you know what? I love me and I'm great and I'm amazing. I am a woman of God. I am someone's wife. I am better than I was before. I am greater than anything I've ever been through. That's the refining fire. It tells me that I'm a lady. I'm supposed to walk with my head held high, because the things that I've been through, it's not who I am. It refined me. It refined me. It got rid of all the things that were not supposed to be there on the surface. All the things that I was allowing to build up over time through petty trauma. Come on. I need y'all to see what the devil's trying to make you believe in and see what God is doing. Y'all, it's your little big sis, CJ Renee. I love y'all so much. Y'all be blessed. Mwah. Bye. To ensure you don't miss an episode of 31 and Thriving, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to share. It's your little big sis, CJ Renee.